Our next topic is cybercrime. What is a cybercrime? Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of crime or is used as a tool to commit an offense. The examples of cybercrime are hacking, phishing, spamming, child pornography, hate crimes. Cybercriminals may use computer technology to access personal information, business trade secrets, or use the internet for exploitative or malicious purpose. Criminals can also use computers for communication and document or data storage. Criminals who perform these illegal activities are often referred to as hackers. Cybercrime may also be referred to as computer crime. Common types of cybercrime include online bank information theft, identity theft, online predatory crimes, and unauthorized computer access. More serious crimes like cyber terrorism are also of significant concern. Cybercrime includes a wide range of activities, but these can generally be broken into two categories. Crimes that target computer networks or devices. These types of crimes include viruses and denial of service attacks. Crimes that use computer networks to advance other criminal activities. These type of crimes include cyber stacking, phishing, and fraud or identity theft. Let us see different types of cybercrime. They are, first one is phishing. Phishing is an attempt to acquire sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details. Sometimes indirectly money also, by masquerading as a trustworthy entity in an electronic communication. Phishing is typically carried out by email spoofing or instant messaging. It directs the user to enter personal information at a fake website. That website looks and feels like a genuine, legitimate one. The only difference will be the URL of the website. Communication purporting to be from social medias, auction sites, banks, online payment processors, or IT administratives are often used to lure victims. Most probably these people are mostly the victims of phishing. Phishing emails may contain links to websites that distribute malware. Sometimes we get an email like your bank account has been freezed. You have to log into the bank's account and provide the PIN number so that the bank can unfreeze the account. So you will be provided with a link also. By clicking on the link, you will be directed to the bank's website. But the link given will be a false link. It will redirect you to a fake website which will resemble the bank's website, and we will think that it is the original bank's website. And when we enter the details like username, password, PIN number, such details will be collected and stored in a database managed by the user who is creating this attack, and this person will use our usernames and password for accessing money from the bank. So such type of attacks, by providing a false link through emails, and this link will redirect to a false website. This type of attack is called phishing. A false link is given through email, and by clicking on that link we will be redirected to a false website which looks similar to that of the original website. And when we enter our personal details like credentials like username, password, credit card details, then these will be stored and used by the attacker. So let us see how to protect ourselves from phishing. Never open or download a file from an unsolicited email, that is unwanted email, even from someone we know. Keep your operating system updated. We should update our operating system. Use a reputable antivirus program. Enable two-factor authentication whenever available. Confirm the authenticity of a website prior to entering login credentials by looking for a reputable security trust mark. Look for HTTPS in the address bar when you enter any sensitive personal information on a website to make sure your data will be encrypted. Next is hacking. Hacking is the process of gaining unauthorized access to a computing device or group of computer system. When we access someone's computer, then it is called hacking. This is done through cracking of passwords and codes, which gives access to the system. The difference between a hacker and a cracker is that while a cracker breaks the security of the computer system, a hacker likes to explore computer system and master them. Let us see the different types of hackers. Hackers are of three types: black hat hacker or cracker, white hat hackers, grey hat hackers. Black hat hackers are individuals with extraordinary computing skills, resorting to malicious or destructive activities. Black hat hackers use their knowledge and skills for their own personal gains, probably by hurting others. White hat hackers, they are individuals who use their hacking skills for defense. Our military personnels, they white hackers. They are white hackers because they hack the details or information stored in the computers of the terrorist, because they want these informations for the defense purpose. Such type of hacking is called white hat hackers. They are doing hacking because it is for the benefit of the common good. It is for the common good. Such type of hacking is called white hat hackers, or they are the individuals who use their hacking skills for defense purpose. This means that white hat hackers use their knowledge and skills for the common good. Ethical hacking, also known as penetration testing or white hat hacking, involves the same tools and tricks and techniques that hackers use, but with one major difference, that this ethical hacking is legal. It is not a crime. It is legal because we use hacking for the defense purpose. Next is grey hat hackers. They are individuals who work with offensive and defensively at different types. They are the combination of both. Their behavior cannot be predicted. Sometimes they use their skills for the common good, while at other times they use them for personal gains. How to prevent hacking? Download software from authorized websites only. Scan all types of hard drives before running. Keep strong passwords. Never store or share login information. Do not click and open random email attachments. Next type of attack is cybercrime is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the attack upon an individual or group through the use of electronic means such as instant messaging, social media, email, and other forms of online communication with the intent to abuse, intimidate, or overpower. You know what is bullying? Bullying is just insulting a person for the just for a insulting of a person, but when these insulting is done through electronic medias, then it is called cyberbullying. Following acts are considered as cyberbullying: posting any kind of humiliating content about the victim, hacking the victim's account, sending or posting vulgar messages online, threatening to commit acts of violence, stalking by means of calls, messages, etc., threats of child pornography are all considered as an act of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying differs from in-person bullying. In in-person bullying, there is no computer or electronic devices involved. It is just a bullying in any other place out, just like in classroom or any other place where no computer or any other electronic devices involved. If in bullying any electronic device is involved, it is called cyberbullying. Let us see what are the differences. Cyberbullying is more difficult to recognize because bullying conducted via text or online medium can more easily go unnoticed. More relentless. Cyberbullying doesn't end at school and can reach the child's home. More enduring. It leaves a paper trail that can follow both the bully and the victim for years. Different types of cyberbullying. The various forms of cyberbullying are explained as doxing, publishing personal information about an individual online for the purpose of defaming, humiliating, or harassing the victim. Publishing any personal information is considered as doxing. Harassment: posting threatening, hurtful, or intimidating messages online or sending them directly to someone with the intention of harming that person is considered as harassment. Impersonation: creating fake accounts or gaining access to a person's real social media accounts and posting things to damage the victim's reputation by considering or creating fake accounts, like pretending to be another person. In social media, you can see some people create the name of accounts in the name of film actors. That all comes under cyberbullying impersonation. Next is cyber stalking: tracking and monitoring a person's online activity and using the internet to stalk or harass an individual. How to prevent cyberbullying? The victims of cyberbullying are usually young children. So, Parents must ensure proper vigilance and care towards their children who are hooked to the internet. Be aware of the child's online activities. Adults should also teach children to recognize and be aware of the signs of cyberbullying themselves. Let us see the different signs of cyberbullying in children. Child refuse to allow see what they are doing online. Refusal to discuss what they are doing online. Sudden, unexplained increase or decrease in online activity. Deactivating social media accounts. Emotional response, including sadness, anger, happiness, linked to their device usage. Thank you.